be going through the root words seed, cess, and said. And if you're looking at root words and you're like, these don't make any sense, these aren't words, they're not really. So a root word is just part of the actual word. It's kind of like our building block for the foundation of every other word. You put pieces together, you take that root and you add your prefix and your suffix. And when you put them together, then you actually have an actual word. So if you're like, I've never heard someone say seed in like an actual conversation, yeah, you might be onto something. It's not spelled usually C-E-E-D. We usually think about it in like S-E-E-D, like the seed of a plant. All right, anyway, so these words are of Latin origin and they mean to go or yield. And yield is just another synonym for go. And so we have three words we're going to look at. We're looking at precede, incessant, and exceed. So our first word is precede. And so what's really important to notice that this is not the word proceed. So these are two words that commonly get mixed up. Precede is P-R-E-C-E-D-E, and proceed is P-R-O-C-E-E-D. And they have slightly different meanings, so I'm going to go through that. They both come from the same root word, though, and both have to do with like the idea of going. So precede is a verb, and the definition is to go before something else, okay? So here's a sentence that might help you kind of make some more sense of that. If you precede me in the line, you will get to choose your seat first, okay? Now, if we were using the word proceed is just to go. Like you may proceed, meaning you may continue, you may continue working, you may go. Precede has that root word of P-R-E, which means before. And so this is to go before. So if you race to the cafeteria, which I wish I could watch you guys all get into a giant accident by the cafeteria, that'd be fun. If you precede somebody in line for the cafeteria, it means you've gotten there first and you can get your slice of pizza and spicy chicken sandwich or something before somebody else. That's what happens when you precede someone. You get it before them. It's that idea how you all like rush to like the stairs when you're leaving class. You want to precede the other people, okay? So the word precede is to go before. So if you're using it in a sentence, you're going to want to phrase it that way about something coming before something else, okay? Our next word is incessant, which is actually a word I kind of enjoy a lot. It's an adjective, so it's describing something. And it's going to be describing something that is constant or never ending. And so this connects with our root word of go because it is constantly going. It's always going. It's never ending. And so a sentence that kind of puts it into perspective is, as we drove for hours through the state, the long road seemed incessant. It's just going and going. You might have ever been on a road trip and you just look out the window and it's just like going and going and going and going. That's this. It's the idea of something going and going and going and going. It's kind of like I feel that remote learning is incessant. It's just going and going and going and going. And I would much rather be in a classroom with you guys. Although my dogs are here, which is cool. All right. And our last word is going to be exceed. Okay. So exceed is a verb. You've probably heard this word before. And it's to go beyond expectations. Now try and think of that when you're thinking about this word. You have exceed and it goes with expectations. You're going beyond what was expected of you. And if you exceed, you're exceeding those expectations. Okay. You're doing more than what was expected of you. So here's a sentence. When the bench warmer entered the game and scored 20 points, he exceeded everyone's expectation. It's like if you ever watched, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of like lame movies where it's somebody who was like the water boy, like in the movie, the water boy, or somebody else who is like just helping out the team or was like the loser, goes from like zero to hero and they exceed everyone's expectations. Now this word oftentimes gets confused and like mixed up with the word succeed. Okay, so succeed is linked still again to the same root word of going, but it's just being successful in general. It's just that's what was expected of you. Like I expect that you guys will be successful. If you knock this out of the park and create your own word study video, then you will have exceeded my expectations. Okay. So this is going even beyond that, above what I already have expected for you guys. So you can exceed somebody's expectations when it comes to grades or sports or, I don't know, cleaning your room for the first time ever. Things like that. Okay. So these are our root words, and that's where we're at. All right. See you guys.